hidden secrets often linger just beneath the surface, waiting for the moment they'll be revealed. That moment came when authorities drained a canal left untouched for decades, exposing a trove of astonishing discoveries. What remarkable secrets lay buried in its depths? Join us as we uncover 20 extraordinary revelations from drained waterways that left the world in awe. Number 20. Secret Trapdoor. The Rochdale Canal, nestled in the heart of northern England, holds a fascinating story that dates all the way back to the 18th century. During the era of the transportation revolution, this canal played a crucial role, forming a vital connection between the bustling city of Manchester and the thriving textile mills of Yorkshire. Back then, the canal was a hotspot of activity, with boats constantly moving goods like coal, wool, and cotton, making it an indispensable part of the Industrial Revolution. Recently, the canal was drained, leading to a remarkable discovery that had been hidden for over 215 years, a mysterious trapdoor. The centuries-old stone lining of the canal had an arrow carved into it, pointing directly to the location of the hidden passage. This unexpected find shocked many locals, who had no idea such a secret existed beneath the canal. Some were understandably uneasy, wondering what might have happened if someone had unknowingly fallen into the trapdoor when the canal wasn't fully drained. As intriguing as the discovery was, the trapdoor's purpose was somewhat more practical than mysterious. It served as a drainage system, designed to allow water from the canal to be diverted into a cultivated riverbed about 20 feet below. While it may not be as thrilling as some might have hoped, it's still an impressive piece of engineering history, showcasing how people in the past managed to control water flow with such clever mechanisms. Number 19. Centuries-old Nandi Statues. In 2019, the quiet village of Arasinakare, India, was rocked by an extraordinary discovery that no one saw coming. Buried deep within a local lake, villagers unearthed two massive Nandi statues, ancient stone carvings that had been hidden beneath the waters for centuries. What made the find even more remarkable was the fresh condition of these statues, which had somehow remained intact despite being submerged for so long. According to the locals, they had always known about the Nandi statues' existence, as the heads would occasionally poke through the water's surface every summer when the lake's water level dropped. However, they never imagined how enormous these statues truly were, until the lake dried up enough for them to be fully excavated. The larger statue stood an impressive 15 feet long and 12 feet tall, while the smaller one was still an inspiring figure. A group of dedicated villagers volunteered to dig up the statues, tirelessly working for 4 straight days to uncover their hidden treasures. When their labor finally bore fruit, they were greeted with the sight of the two Nandis, standing proudly and facing one another, as if guarding something ancient and important. Experts later confirmed that the statues were likely carved out of smooth soapstone during the 16th or 17th centuries. This discovery sparked a wave of speculation and excitement among both locals and archaeologists. Some believed that the statues could indicate the presence of an ancient temple hidden beneath the lake, undisturbed for hundreds of years. Others, however, argued that the statues might have been brought to the lake at some point in history and then forgotten. Number 18. Canal St Martin. Canals in major cities are typically quite filthy, but the ones in the heart of urban areas like this one are especially revolting. Despite the Canal St Martin being a trendy spot where people love to gather, with its attractive environment and charming cafes, beneath its surface lies a hidden layer of mud that's hard to imagine. Back in 2016, after over 15 years of neglect, officials decided it was time to dredge the canal. What they found was shocking: piles upon piles of wine bottles, old office chairs, carpets, bicycles, and suitcases, all covered in a thick, revolting brown mud. The canal, which is cleaned about every 10 to 15 years, gets emptied by releasing 90,000 cubic meters of water into the nearby river. The entire process takes around 3 months and costs millions of euros. Over time, the canal has hidden some truly unexpected items. At one point, as many as 56 vehicles, along with numerous firearms, ammunition, street signs, umbrellas, washing machines, and of course, the typical shopping carts you'd expect to see dumped in such a place. Every time this cleanup happens, it draws a crowd of curious onlookers, amazed at the sheer amount of rubbish pulled from what is supposed to be a beloved urban hangout. Number 17. Exploded bomb. The Po River is Italy's longest river, winding its way through the attractive landscape of the Po Valley. This majestic river has been a silent witness to many significant events in history, from the rise and fall of ancient civilizations to serving as a battleground during times of war. One of its most crucial moments came during World War II, when the Po River became a key strategic location in the struggle for control of Italy. Even today, echoes of that troubled past linger beneath its waters. In 2022, during an extremely hot heat wave that caused water levels to drop dramatically, a chilling discovery was made. Fishermen stumbled upon a relic from World War II, a massive, unexploded 1,000-pound bomb resting on the riverbank. The authorities immediately understood the danger this posed, and a team of military experts was called in to safely defuse the bomb. After carefully neutralizing it, they conducted a controlled explosion to ensure it would never pose a threat again. Number 16. Underwater Ghost Village of Italy. In the 12th century, a small village called Fabrice di Carrigine thrived in the attractive region of Tuscany, Italy. The village was originally established by blacksmiths, and over the centuries its population grew steadily. Life in Fabrice di Carrigine remained peaceful for hundreds of years, until a dramatic change came in 1946. That year, the residents were forced to leave their beloved village as a result of the construction of a hydroelectric dam. Their homes were abandoned, and they had no choice but to move to a nearby town called Vagli di Sotto. The dam's creation caused the entire village to be flooded and submerged beneath the water. For decades, Fabrice di Carrigine remained hidden under the depths of the dam's waters, lost to time. But recently, a severe drought hit the region, causing the water levels to drop drastically. As the waters receded, the ghostly ruins of the old village began to emerge, revealing parts of the 12th century structures that had been submerged for so long. The exposed remnants of the village were both strange and captivating, drawing visitors from around the globe, who were eager to catch a rare glimpse of this piece of forgotten history. Number 15. The first submarine. In 2001, marine archaeologist Jim Delgado stumbled upon a fascinating discovery. He had heard about an old submarine that had washed ashore on the remote and uninhabited island of San Telmo, part of Panama's Pearl Archipelago. Curious, he decided to investigate further. To his surprise, what he found wasn't a World War II relic as originally thought, but something far more ancient. The rusted framework of the submarine seemed to match design blueprints from as far back as 1902. It appeared to have been created by a German engineer named Julius Kohl, who had named the vessel Explorer. Delgado, despite being well versed in maritime history, had never heard of Kohl or this particular submarine. However, as he delved deeper into the details, it became clear that this find was far more significant than he had initially realized. Evidence suggested that this submarine could be one of the earliest successful designs ever built, possibly even the first of its kind. This made the discovery a groundbreaking one for marine archaeologists, and an once-in-a-lifetime find for Delgado himself. It was the kind of thrilling historical treasure that would ignite excitement across the entire field of underwater exploration. Number 14. Garbage Canal. Sam Martin Canal was originally built in the early 19th century to meet the growing industrial demands of the city. It quickly became a crucial transportation route for moving goods and supplies. However, as the city expanded and industrial activities slowed down, the canal began to change dramatically. Over time, urbanization took its toll on Sam Martin. The once bustling waterway fell into disrepair as people started to disregard it, treating it as a dumping ground. Trash and wastes piled up, turning what was once a fresh canal into a veritable landfill. This decline didn't happen instantly. The canal, once vibrant with activity, gradually succumbed to pollution and neglect. To combat this, every 10 to 15 years, efforts are made to drain and clean the canal. During these cleanups, volunteers often uncover a mix of remarkable finds and mundane waste. From fascinating artifacts to discarded trash, the canal reveals a variety of hidden treasures beneath its surface, ranging from entire scooters and old clothes to bottles and even old furniture. Number 13. Meteorite older than the Earth. In 1969, the same year that Apollo 11 carried astronauts Armstrong and Aldrin to the moon, an extraordinary event occurred far from the space race. A meteorite crashed into the rural region of southeastern Australia, leaving behind a fascinating mystery. Initially, the fragments of this meteorite, discovered in a tranquil lake, appeared to be just ordinary space rocks. However, further analysis revealed something astounding. Astronomers were astounded to find that the fragments contained pieces of stardust that predate not only our planet, but also our sun. These tiny, ancient grains of stardust, which are billions of years old, existed long before our solar system was even formed. The discovery of these pre-solar grains, which are no larger than a grain of salt and measure between 2 and 30 micrometers, was a breakthrough. Each speck of this stardust holds a record of the early universe, witnessing the birth of our sun and the origins of life on Earth. This find left scientists around the globe in disbelief. In addition to the meteorite, scientists also uncovered the oldest known minerals in the country. These minerals, found in a rock from the Jack Hills, are 4.4 billion years old, dating back just 100 million years after Earth itself was formed. It seems that Australia is not just a land of unique wildlife and stunning landscapes, but also a treasure trove of ancient mysteries. Number 12. Mormon Island. Mormon Island was once a bustling town founded in 1848 by members of the Mormon Battalion who, like many others, were chasing fortune during California's gold rush. This vibrant community quickly grew and thrived, boasting a population of about 2,005 people by 1853. At its peak, the town had 3 dry goods stores, 5 general stores, 4 hotels, and numerous smaller shops. However, the prosperity was short-lived. In 1856, a devastating fire swept through Mormon Island, destroying much of the town and crippling its economy. The town never fully recovered from the blaze, and as families moved away in search of better opportunities, the population dwindled. By the 1940s, only a few residents remained. The final chapter for Mormon Island came with the construction of the Folsom Dam. The California government initiated the dam project with plans to flood the area, leading to the complete submersion of the town. Before this, the cemetery was moved to higher ground, leaving behind only the faintest traces of the once thriving community. But in recent years, as California faces severe droughts and water levels drop, the remnants of Mormon Island have re-emerged. During the worst drought conditions, the low water levels have exposed the foundations of the town. Number 11. Exposed wall of Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam, rested on the Colorado River straddling the border between Nevada and Arizona, stands as a powerful symbol of human ingenuity and determination. Constructed during the challenging Great Depression era of the 1930s, this monumental project was an extraordinary achievement of its time. Work on the dam began in 1931, and it was initially named the Boulder Dam before adopting its current name. The primary purpose of the Hoover Dam was to manage flooding, ensure a steady water supply, and generate electricity. By the time it was finished in 1935, it had already begun transforming the surrounding landscape. The dam was crucial for controlling the unpredictable floods of the Colorado River, which had previously wreaked havoc in the region. Its creation led to the formation of Lake Mead, a massive reservoir that provided a reliable water source for cities, agriculture, and industries in the otherwise dry American Southwest. Every year, the Hoover Dam generates enough hydropower to supply approximately 1.3 million people. However, the dam's functionality is closely tied to the water levels in Lake Mead. In 2022, the region experienced severe drought and high temperatures, causing the water levels to drop to dangerously low levels. This depletion exposed parts of the dam's structure and threatened to disrupt power supplies for numerous homes. The dramatic decrease in water level had a profound impact, leading to power shortages and significant challenges for many residents in the area. Number 10. Bombay Beach Town. On the shores of the Salton Sea lies Bombay Beach, a haunting town that feels like a scene from a post-apocalyptic movie. Hard to believe, but this strange place, now filled with damaged, covered ruins and lifeless fish, was once a bustling hotspot for tourists. In the 1950s and 60s, it was a glamorous resort town where celebrities and vacationers gathered, enjoying its crystal-clear waters and serene landscapes. However, an environmental catastrophe poisoned the water, turning the once pristine lake toxic. As the waters grew dangerous, the visitors disappeared, and hopes for the town's revival quickly faded. Many expected a recovery, but months passed, and the rising waters engulfed much of the town, leaving it abandoned. What was once a vibrant, lively community is now a ghostly relic of its former self, littered with the remains of dead birds, fish, and a heavy layer of toxic dust. It's a place of strange emptiness and decay. Despite its grim appearance, in 2019, Bombay Beach began to attract a new kind of crowd. Hipsters, artists, and photographers found inspiration in its desolation. The crumbling homes and forgotten streets became the backdrop for artistic expression, transforming this desolate place into an unlikely center for creativity amidst the decay. Number 9. Network of secret rooms. Blenheim Palace, a grand stately home located in Oxfordshire, UK, was constructed between 1705 and 1722. Over the centuries, it has been the residence of many prominent figures, most notably serving as the birthplace of Winston Churchill in the 1760s. The palace's expansive gardens were later redesigned by the renowned landscape architect Capability Brown, who was famous for his elegant and natural designs. As part of his work, he created lakes on the estate, but this led to an unexpected consequence. Several hidden underground rooms within a bridge on the property became flooded. This bridge recently came under scrutiny when significant restoration efforts were needed. During the process, the area was partially drained, revealing a fascinating discovery. The bridge contained 30 mysterious rooms that had been concealed for centuries. These rooms were initially designed to be lived in, complete with fireplaces, funnels, and even what is believed to have been a theater. In addition to the rooms, the restoration team uncovered street art from the 1760s and several sunken boats from the 1950s, adding to the sense of history hidden beneath the estate. However, it seems that these rooms were never actually used, likely because Blenheim Palace itself boasts an overwhelming number of rooms, and this section of the bridge may have simply been forgotten over time. Number 8. Human remains. Lake Mead, located along the Colorado River, is one of the largest man-made reservoirs in the United States. Its origins trace back to the early 20th century, when the growing demand for water and hydroelectric power in the rapidly developing southwestern region became crucial. Over the years, rumors have spread about bodies hidden beneath Lake Mead's waters. However, in 2022, during a severe drought that caused the lake's water levels to drop significantly, authorities were unprepared for what they would find. More than 5 bodies emerged from the depths. While most of these bodies showed no signs of foul play, there was one particularly unsettling discovery. A body had been packed inside a barrel, which had been buried in mud for decades, only revealed by the retreating water levels. Number 7. 3,400-year-old city. The Tigris River, which flows along the borders of Mesopotamia and the Fertile Crescent, has long been one of the most crucial rivers in human history. Together with the Euphrates, it provided the lifeblood for the world's earliest civilizations. Great empires like Sumer, Babylonia, and Assyria rose and fell within its fertile basin. However, in the early months of 2022, an extreme drought uncovered a new chapter of history. A sprawling 3,004-year-old city re-emerged from the waters of the Mosul Reservoir in northern Iraq's Kurdistan region. This ancient city, believed to have been built during the Bronze Age, was known as Zakiku. It served as a vital center of the Mitanni Empire, which thrived between 1,550 and 1,350 BC. Although the existence of this city was known, it had been submerged since the 1980s when the Iraqi government constructed the Mosul Dam, intentionally flooding the area. For decades, the ruins lay hidden beneath the water, occasionally revealing small glimpses of their glory. But when the drought caused the waters to retreat, the full expanse of this ancient settlement was revealed. Archaeologists quickly seized the opportunity to begin excavations, knowing that time was against them. They raced to uncover the secrets of this forgotten empire before the waters rose once more. Little is known about the Mitanni Empire, and this discovery offered a rare opportunity to learn more about its culture and history. Over 100 clay writing tablets, along with ceramic vessels and other artifacts, were unearthed during the excavations. The tablets, though not yet decoded, were found to be in excellent condition. Archaeologists believe it won't be long before they can unlock the stories these ancient writings hold. Number 6. Town of Old Detroit. Detroit Lake, a popular destination in Oregon, experienced a severe drought in the summer of 2019. The water levels dropped so dramatically that the lake nearly dried up completely. As the waters receded, they unveiled pieces of history that had long been hidden beneath the surface. One of the most striking discoveries was an ancient horse-drawn wagon, likely submerged for over a century. Normally, Detroit Lake bustles with activity during the summer months, drawing in tourists for water sports and other fun activities. But that year, the lake was strangely quiet. The usual visitors didn't come because without water, there was nothing left to enjoy. This is just one of the many consequences of the environmental crisis, currently affecting so many places around the world. Now it's time for today's subscriber's pick. In the quiet town of Aracena Carey, an old canal had long been an eyesore. Once a bustling waterway, it had fallen into disrepair. The local council decided it was time to drain the canal and clean it up, hoping to revive it as a community attraction. Little did they know, their plans would uncover something truly strange. As the water was slowly pumped out, the workers at first only encountered mud and waste, but then, strange objects began to emerge from the mud. Old barrels, rusted tools, and broken furniture were just the beginning. The workers were intrigued but not yet alarmed. The real shock came when they uncovered a series of large metal structures buried deep beneath the mud. These were unlike anything anyone had seen before. They appeared to be massive, carefully designed machinery, covered in strange symbols and patterns. As the workers dug deeper, they found something even more astonishing: a hidden chamber sealed tight, buried under tons of remains. Inside the chamber were crates filled with old cryptic documents and bizarre artifacts. Among them were maps with unfamiliar landforms, ancient tools that defied modern understanding, and a peculiar artifact that resembled a cross between a telescope and a compass. The discovery quickly drew the attention of experts from around the world. Archaeologists, historians, and even cryptographers poured into Aracena Carey, trying to decode the meaning of these strange findings. What were these artifacts? And what do they reveal about Aracena Carey's past? Let's know your thoughts and comments below. Number 5. Shipwreck. In 2022, Patrick Ford, a resident of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, made an incredible discovery during one of his regular walks along the Mississippi River. The river had been experiencing unusually low water levels due to a prolonged drought, which caused major disruptions for ships and barges. Cruise ships had to turn back, and many vessels ran aground because of the shallow waters. Little did Ford know that these same low water levels would uncover a remarkable piece of history: a shipwreck from 1915. For weeks, Ford had been noticing the river retreat, but he never imagined it would reveal such a hidden treasure. One day, as he walked along the riverfront, he stumbled upon the remains of a large, sunken ship. Excited by his discovery, Ford wasted no time in contacting Louisiana State's archaeologist and director, Chip McGimsey, to learn more about the ship. It turns out the ship was believed to be the Brook Hill, a vessel built in Indiana in 1896, which had been used for trading along with its sister ship, the Stroma. Both ships met a tragic fate when they sank during a severe storm in 1915. The Brook Hill had remained hidden beneath the river's waters for decades, partially resurfacing in 1992, but not fully visible at the time. However, the recent drop in water levels brought nearly 90% of the ship's framework into view, creating a unique opportunity for archaeologists to study its design and history. This newfound exposure will allow experts to gain valuable knowledge about the ship's construction, its historical significance, and the trading practices of the time. The Brook Hill, once lost to the depths, now offers a rare glimpse into the past. Number 4. Dinosaur Tracks. In 2022, the retreating waters of the Paluxy River in Texas revealed 113-million-year-old footprints, left behind by an adult dinosaur that once roamed the area. These deep, well-preserved tracks showcase the sheer size of the creature, giving us a glimpse into a world where such predators ruled the land. If these giants were still alive today, our world would be drastically different. The last time these remarkable footprints were visible was in 2000, before rising waters submerged them once again. Experts believe that, over time, natural erosion and weathering will eventually erase these precious dinosaur tracks. However, archaeologists agree that it's better to let nature take its course rather than attempt to excavate them, as reckless digging could do more harm than good. Number 3. Lake of Skeletons. Back in 1942, a British guard stumbled upon a discovery in Rupkund, India, that sent shivers down the spine of everyone who heard about it. Hidden within a frozen lake were countless skeletons, as if the lake had been a resting place for hundreds of people. As the summer heat began melting the ice, more and more of these skeletal remains were revealed, floating in the water and scattered around the lake's edges. At first, given the ongoing wartime tension, it was assumed these bones belonged to enemy soldiers who had met their end while trying to invade India. But upon closer inspection, it became clear that these bodies weren't fresh. They were far too old for that. However, no one could say exactly how old they were or what could have caused the deaths of more than 200 people in this isolated valley. Then in 2004, a research journey made a breakthrough. The skeletons were dated all the way back to around 850 AD, and the researchers found that these individuals came from two distinct groups. One appeared to be a family or tribe, while the other group seemed to consist of local guides. The artifacts discovered with the skeletons suggested that the two groups had been journeying through the valley together. Each of them had suffered blunt force trauma to the head, inflicted by a rounded object falling from above. This strange discovery deepened the mystery, but soon after, an ancient folk song from the region provided a clue. According to the legend, an enraged goddess, furious that outsiders were defiling her sacred mountains, had hurled massive hailstones at the intruders. These hailstones were described as being as hard as iron, and some were as large as 9 inches in circumference. It was concluded that the group had been caught in a violent hailstorm with no shelter to protect them. With no escape, they perished under the relentless barrage of ice from the sky. Number 2. Big Rat. In Mexico City, a rat the size of a bear startled the locals when it was found during a major drain cleaning operation. The workers discovered the enormous rat while clearing out the sewage system, where they removed a staggering 22 tons of waste. At first glance, it seemed like a nightmare came to life. Imagine a rat as big as a bear. But fear not, because it wasn't a real animal. Instead, it turned out to be an old Halloween decoration that once belonged to a woman named Evelyn Lopez. She explained that years ago, heavy storms had swept it away, and it somehow ended up deep within the city's drainage system. When the giant rat decoration first went missing, Evelyn had reached out to local authorities for help, hoping to recover it. Unfortunately, she never got any response, and the prop was lost to her for years. Although it may have caused a brief scare among the residents, it seems the decoration did its job a little too well, frightening people even more now with its weathered, grimy appearance after years underground. Number 1. 600-year-old Buddhist statues. Spanning an incredible 700,000 square miles, the Yangtze River Basin is a lifeline for over 1/3 of China's 1.3 billion people. This vast area not only provides essential water and transport, but also supports livelihoods and supplies food for millions. More remarkably, it contributes more than 40% to the nation's GDP. The Yangtze River, being the largest river in Asia and the 3rd longest in the world, holds a pivotal role in the country's economy and daily life. So, when the water levels of the Yangtze began to drop sharply in 2022, it caused immense concern among locals. The severe drought that plagued the region also uncovered hidden secrets of the river. For the first time in 600 years, 3 elegantly carved Buddha statues emerged from the riverbed. These ancient sculptures, remarkably well preserved despite being submerged for centuries, included a central figure of a monk seated on a lotus. As photographs of these statues spread across China, people began to believe that their appearance during times of drought was a sign that the monks were invoking rain. The statues seemed like a mystical reminder of the river's deep and mysterious past. What do you think these discoveries reveal about the area's history? Share your thoughts and comments below.